how is gender identity taught to children in schools in your country, and are teachers compelled to use gender identity pronouns?
Hi Joe, thanks for having me on here. Well, it varies between school to school in the UK. In the UK, we largely have the academy system now. So schools have been removed from the control of the local authorities and the individual counties, and each school will make their own decision about how they're going to be teaching PSHE or RSE or sex education or relationship education, or however you want to term that. We have got new legislation coming in September of this year, and that's then going to say that relationship and sex education is compulsory in secondary schools, and relationships education is compulsory in primary schools. And if you read through the actual guidance, most of that is okay. In fact, a lot of it is quite good and we agree with, and it talks about challenging homophobia in school and challenging sexism and gender stereotypes, and it acknowledges that most sexual harassment and violence in schools is aimed at girls from the boys. So we don't particularly have any problem with this legislation in the UK, but unfortunately what we do have is we have really widespread regulatory or institutional capture that has gone quite high up to the point that it incorporates the Department for Education, the Equalities and Human Rights Commission. And so a lot of stuff that is coming out, it is misrepresenting the law, and people think this is the actual law and that it's come from an official source when it hasn't done. Like, people are starting to talk about Stonewall law in this country. So that's not the law of the UK that has been changed by Parliament, but it's what Stonewall has been misrepresenting the law as for about 5 years. So some schools are doing a good job with coping with the explosion of trans-identifying children due to all the social contingent. Other schools are not. They are using materials from places such as Mermaids or Stonewall that misrepresent the law and undermine girls' rights and completely undermine safeguarding. But again, it is down to the individual schools. The Department for Education, while a lot of their guidance is good, they do link to the Stonewall lesson plans. And every time we challenge the Department for Education or the Equalities and Human Rights Commission on why they're endorsing stuff to schools that doesn't represent the law correctly, we're always told, oh, it's just guidance, schools don't have to use it, or we're told that they're not endorsing it, and so it's up to schools what they use themselves. So it's very, very clear that when things go wrong and children end up harmed as a result of this ideology, that the individual schools and school leaders are going to be the ones who are held responsible for this, and that the government and the Department for Education are just going to say, well, it was guidance, we didn't endorse this, schools should have been applying their safeguarding.